And we're live.
I want to talk about fucking baseball, the most exciting sport in the world.
Ooh, how are the Braves doing?
We just beat the Reds, best of a three, 2 out of 3, 3-game series. So they won the Braves won the first two. Good. First game was just very exciting. Braves won 1-0 in like 13 fucking innings, and then they won today. I think it was, I don't remember what the score was, 8-1 or something like that. So Braves move along in the postseason for the first time in 19 years.
Wow. They clinched it. The Marlins clinched it. Oh, the St. Louis is in. There you go.
Yep. They may end up playing the Braves.
Ooh.
I've been watching the Eagles a little bit. Philadelphia Eagles lost their first game. They lost their second game. And then it was them against the Bengals. Both of them haven't had a win all year. And I'm like, well... Someone's going to win. They tied each other. They both still have no wins.
Wait, they let a game into a tie?
In football, yeah.
I didn't think they allowed that anymore.
Fuck, I don't remember the last time I saw that.
Right?
So, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Now neither team has a win.
Oh, that's humiliating.
Well, that's horrible.
Jesus Christ.
Well, there's always next year for the Eagles.
The Bengals are a perennial powerhouse. There's no shame in tying them.
There's not always next year for the Rams. Fuck the Rams. Hope they always suck.
No, I'm excited because the Braves might actually go a little bit deeper in the postseason this year. It's
looking good, huh?
It's a pretty good team. They got a really good offense, and they I don't know,
really good offense. They did win that 1-0 game, so that's cool.
That was against a very good pitcher and kind of uncharacteristic for them. They are either the highest scoring or the second highest scoring team in the National League.
Interesting.
They've had a good year.
Yeah, of course, you know baseball better than me, but it's like you can't tell how good a team is by one game. You know, like
not at all.
Good teams lose. In football, usually the better team wins. Like it's kind of weird that it doesn't go the way you expect. In baseball, though, like 70% is a pretty good win record, right?
That would be a very good win record.
Yeah,
That'd be outstanding.
But I don't think, being, what would that be, 9-3, 9-4 in football is like outstanding. Something you don't see every goddamn year.
Yeah. Well, but in baseball, they play like 180 fucking games too. And, the starting pitching is such a big deal. It'd be like if NFL teams had to play a different quarterback, 4 quarterbacks a month.
They're not all going to be your best quarterback, right?
Yeah. This is the third best quarterback. We'll see how it goes. Normally he serves hot dogs, but you don't know what you'd get. But with and that's how starting pitching is. Sometimes it's a guy they just brought up from the minor leagues or something like that.
Do they have a rule in baseball that like if every pitcher or everyone of some given position isn't able to play, they have like a stand-in guy in the seats?
Oh shit!
No, they grab outfielders, right?
I don't know what they do when they run completely out of players because
you know what the NHL does. The NHL, you have a goalie and a backup goalie, and if both of those goalies are injured, there is an emergency
CPA goalie in the city.
There is an emergency standby fan who plays goalie. And that happened for the Chicago Blackhawks 2 years ago, where in the middle of a game, they were terrible, so it didn't matter. Their starter got injured, their backup got injured, and so they called on a 40-year-old certified public accountant who had signed up for this, and he played the third period for the Chicago Blackhawks against an NHL team. And I think he only let one goal in. Like they were playing a terrible team, and like obviously once NHL players know we got an accountant in the back, they create a turtle shell basically to try and keep people out because you take some random guy and throw him in the NHL, they're going to score 100% of the time if they have a clean shot. You have no chance. But that was hilarious.
You forfeit in baseball. If they run out of players, you forfeit.
I could have sworn I've seen outfielders give it a go. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just wrong.
But you can't. I think you can only change positions once or something like that. So, like, if you run out, I'm saying if you completely run out of players, if you can't field 9 players, because I'm pretty sure you can only, like, you can start the game as a first baseman and then move to pitch, but then I don't think you can move somewhere else again. I think you can only move once. So if you can't field 9 players based on that rule, then you just forfeit. In any case, I'm pretty excited. I hope the Braves actually have a decent postseason. It's kind of weird that there's no fucking fans of the game, and I listened to them on the radio.
Isn't that weird? The no fans at the game thing.
Super weird.
It trips me out.
Do you watch UFC, Dick?
No. I watched. It's been weird this whole summer. Like I feel like I missed everything just because I usually happen to see stuff at bars, and since I'm not going, because it's illegal, the whole season went by, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see anything. Oh.
In the UFC, you can hear everything. You can hear the fighters talk to each other. You can hear the corners talk to the fighters. I think I'm growing to like it more. Like there is a bit of electricity missing, but I think I'm even more interested in the conversations than the electricity.
I agree. UFC is better with no fans. Every other sport is worse. And it's even worse that they're like trying to I hate when they put the cardboard cutouts in the stands. I was watching some NBA highlights and they don't even have like individual cutouts per seat. It looked like they had like a giant mural of fans behind the baskets, and it was like you couldn't even put the cardboard cutouts. Like I saw the Denver Broncos put the entire town of South Park in the stands. Hilarious. That's a great
well done.
But and then they pipe in the fan noise. And at baseball games, they've got so much shit going over the loudspeakers, from the organ music to the different teams have different things, but in Atlanta they've got like a couple of different chants that we do, and they're still playing all that shit. And I'm just like, why are you still playing the fucking chop? Like there's nobody here to do the fucking tomahawk chop, man. Like just let it go.
In basketball, I might like the games more with no fans, but I find the bubble interesting. So everyone's shooting out of this world. There's a guy named Rondo. He's a career like 30% 3-point shooter. It's like 50% in the bubble right now. And these numbers are going to be wrong, but they're effectively close enough. And everyone's shooting percentage is way up because you don't have fans in the background wiggling foam fingers and shit at them anymore. They get to play in the same court day after day after day. So you're not adjusting. I know the court dimensions are the same, but the whole layout and depth perception and stuff varies. Now they practice there, they play there every single time, and the offenses are doing better. And you can occasionally hear them like yell at each other in ways that you couldn't before.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the things that it adds, but I feel like it takes away more in sports, in those sports. Like the sound of an NFL game is I don't know. You're really missing out on that, I feel like. And you're not really gaining much.
Players.
What? Say it again, Taylor?
When they mic up the players, they did that really, really briefly in a test period with the NHL. They realized, like, this is a terrible.
These guys are so racist. They're all white, and they somehow find racial slurs against fellow white people.
Well, they find all sorts of ways. Even like the blackest player in the NHL is like a quarter black. Like
he's an octoroon.
Very few black people in the NHL, but it's more the what does Twitch want you to call it? The F slur. That's what Twitch says. Yeah,
I don't think they want you to call it that. I think they're just allowing it for now.
There's a different F slur, frog, that they call each other. It's you didn't hear that? Yeah, it's apparently it's a French Canadian.
French people.
Yeah, I heard the French thing. I didn't know in the NHL they say that.
It was a big deal. Yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah, somebody got in a lot of trouble for it, and then they wanted him to apologize, and he's like, "I'll apologize to French people because I underestimated how offensive that was, but to that dude, fuck that dude. I will never apologize to that dude. He is horrible. I still hate him, and he's only pretending to be offended by the frog word, so that he can get me in trouble. This is another tactic."
It's literally the word frog, right?
No,
yes. This is literally the word.
That was mocked because unless you're including the Quebecois, like there's no French people in the NHL. Like nobody from France is in the NHL.
Oh, he was French Canadian.
French Canadian. Okay, that makes sense. There's quite a few of those fellers.
Yeah, apparently it's offensive to call them that. I don't know. He
they
felt
eat
like
frogs.
the guy wasn't actually offended. This was just yet another tool to mess with him.
Yeah, of course.
He was using cry bullying.
Basically, cry bullying. I can see that. I don't know who the player was who was cry bullying, but I would totally believe that. There's no way in any world that any plurality of NHL fans are like, did you call that French person a frog? I'm not watching the games anymore. Fuck up, pussy. Who cares?
Yeah, the NHL brass did. They I guess one, they don't want to lose that fan base, and two, everyone's sensitive about race-based insults.
And meanwhile, like Don Cherry, who ended up getting fired for being too funny, is Don Cherry was the NHL Hockey Night in Canada guy for decades, and he is hilarious. He's straight up fucking funny, just senile old man, hot takes, and his thing is like no one ever comes after him for being racist. They come after him for being like xenophobic, because to him, if you're a good old Ontario boy from the middle of the country here in Canada, you're a fucking good guy. You're a hard hitter. You're playing hard. You're playing good. You're fucking, that's what we need in this game. If you are a French Canadian, he's like, look at him fucking flailing around out there like a goddamn pussy fucking around. This isn't the game that we brought up, boys. I've been doing fucking Hockey Night in Canada for 40 fucking years. This isn't what we brought up. These fucking Europeans are coming over here and flopping around, changing the game. Like, that was his thing always. And it was always him, like, ripping on other white countries. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about what's happening in Somalia or the Congo. He's a hockey guy. But when he sees a French or a European player come over, he would just be like, yeah, just prep yourself again, boys. He's going to be falling all over the goddamn place, falling around. Good on Ontario boy, Taylor Hall there. Well, not Taylor Hall. He's from New Jersey, but good on Ontario boy. Fucking Drew Doughty smashes him there. Perfectly fine hit. Look at him. Look at him laying on the ground. Pause that. And he would do it with another guy on the show who was not at all cool with these rants. He'd be like, pause that. No, don't take it past it. Just take it back to, yeah, look at that fucking guy laying on the ground. That's not what we want here. It's not Canada. It's not hockey. Like, it's just, yeah, Don Cherry, I stand Don Cherry.
That is not a common take. I think a lot of people celebrated his game. What did he do at the end that got him kicked off?
I think he once again was calling European players fairies or something.
Oh.
Because it's genuinely a thing in the hockey world. Like, Americans and Canadians play a lot heavier game than the Europeans generally. You see that going back to Russia in the 80s.
Faster, and they deke, and they dodge really well.
But they don't engage with physicality nearly as much.
And that's what fairies meant to him, is a non-physical player? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, to him, I totally believe it. He's been living in the same bubble for 40 years. He doesn't know what works. He's just...
Nobody ever said to him, hey, maybe not fairies. I don't know. I was thinking something else.
Right.
Well,
fruit.
There's a guy. There's a. I'm trying to see who he announces for. Is for Cincinnati. That's so funny. His name is spelled Thom, so I'm guessing it's Tom Brenneman. He was on a hot mic announcing a game back in August, and he used the F slur. And
F like Frank,
like fag.
Okay.
He said that, and they. I'm pretty sure he lost his job. Oh, I'll be a fan.
Yeah, he came back on, like he said it, and then he's like, "This may be my last game. I just want you guys to know how sorry I am."
Yeah,
he realized like his career was over.
He's like, "I love this game, and I love this job, and this might be my last day doing it."
It was hard to watch.
And then it was
hard.
That was his last day.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he's gone. Yeah.
Oh, that's so much better than that protracted, like Vin Scully, we're doing 3 years to play you out kind of thing, and having a gala. Just one F slur at the end when you're done. F slur. I'm out, guys. See ya. My last check.
Could UFC fighters get out of their contract that way? They should just break the morality.
They get more
clause.
money. They get more money by saying that. It's the UFC.
If you say that and you're from a Muslim community in Russia, big ups.
Yeah, the UFC is not big on punishing people for what they say or even what they do.